Baruch atah Asherah anat melecha ha'olam asher kedishanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu hitatif latzitzit. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? So today we will start our morning ritual where we usually begin with the Book of Deuteronomy. I lost anything. Oh, just a little piece of wax. Alright. So, yes, we'll start with the Book of Deuteronomy. Yeah, Lauren, I'm not going to answer that question. You're sweet, though. You're very sweet. So the context for this first mantra that we're going to repeat is that there are a group of people who might be called Israelites who are wandering in the desert, or who are politically bereft, we can say. Good morning from Kentucky. Good morning. And they are seeking some kind of identity, some kind of story to connect them all. Good morning, Allison. And so they invent a character called Moses. And Moses invents a character called Yahweh. Oh, this filter is dreadful. There we go. Moses invents a character called Yahweh. And Yahweh speaks to Moses, and Moses speaks to the people. And this is what gets said. Shema Yisrael Asher Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. Listen, people. Yahweh Eloheinu Asherah Echad are one. The serpent eats its tail. All is one. We are all connected. You had surgery, Destiny. What kind of surgery did you have? I hope it went well. And there are many, 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 many ways that we can interpret this statement, these 6 words. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. They get said thousands of times every day. I choose to interpret them historically and think about the time when the Israelite people were not Israelites and when they worshipped many gods, and there needed to be some powerful mimetic force in their lives telling them, hey, actually these ideas are all the same idea. You had a lymphoma removed above your 2 bottom ribs. Wow, that's a big deal. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're well enough to be here. That's really nice. So, really the meaning of this phrase, the meaning of the statement of monotheism, only comes from the next words when they describe what you should do with it. And what you should do with it is precisely what we're doing with it right now. Very meta, right? And the next words go, Ve'ahavta et anat Elohecha ובכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך. So this translates as, you shall love Yahweh Eloheinu with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might. Love. Whatever love means, undefined. Unclear what love means, but love. Love this infinite idea, which is everything, which is one. And these words, which I am transmitting to you today, which come from my lips, enter into my cell phone, get sent via waves of light through outer space, in order to be received by your device somewhere else in the world, to be sent into your eyes and your ears. These very words. Repeat them. Teach them to your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you rise up and when you get down. And bind them as a sign on your hand, this sign. And let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. And inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and of your gates. Good morning, Ashley. So happy to see you too. Good morning, Blink. I hope your hangover heals up nicely. Good morning, Elmarda. Really nice to see you too. Thank you, everybody who's doing such a good job moderating. It's really great. I appreciate your work very much. So, the basic idea of the Ve'ahavta, as it's called, is that if we repeat the basic ideas of the religion, if we repeat this concept that Yahweh is one, if we do this every day, maybe one day we'll understand it. And I have been doing this every day for the last 7 years. You can see, I'm a different human than I was 7 years ago. I'm a radically different human. But I've been saying these words, and I find them a source of comfort. And, I was saying the first part of these words very frequently for many years. Good morning, Brittany. Good morning. And eventually I actually read the book of Deuteronomy, and I found that there was this next set of phrases that come after the Ve'ahavta that surprised me. I was thoroughly surprised that these words would have showed up in the Old Testament. But yes, the Ouroboros must eat itself, and these words are about that, random. They go, V'chaya, ki v'achaya ve'elohecha el ha'aretz asher nisbai lavotecha levram nischach ul Yaakov latet lach avrim gedolot v'tavot asher lo vanita uvatim mileim kol tuva asher lo milata uvarot hatzavim asher lo hasatva ki harim bizitim asher lo natata ve'alachta v'shavata Hishamer lecha pen tishchach et Yahweh asher tishacha mi'eretz Mitzrayim mibet avadim. I do read the Bible, sweet Jesus. I do. If you want to call this the Bible, I would call it the Torah. But the translation is rather Ouroboros. It's a reminder that we are consuming ourselves, you could say. Good morning, Disco Queen. How are you? The translation is, when Yahweh Eloheinu, this infinite thing, terrifying infinite thing, brings you into the land that he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to assign to you, great and flourishing cities that you did not build, houses full of all good things that you did not fill, hewn cisterns that you did not hew, and you eat your fill. Take heed that you do not forget Yahweh, who freed you from the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. I assure you, Krim, my Hebrew is worse. I just have this prayer memorized. I have the translation memorized. I would love to understand more fluently one day. One day, maybe I'll go to rabbinical school and we'll see. But, basically, this is a statement, an open statement 3,000 years ago, that the Israeli monarchy recognized that it was occupying the land, right? Recognized that it had stolen the land from people that came before it, and that the land could just as easily be stolen from them. And indeed it was. It was several hundred years later. In that cycle, you live in a space, someone takes it from you. You live in a space, someone takes it from them. And it goes on and on and on and on. And that is the core. It's a scary core. But I try to be reminded of that every day, because I too live on stolen land. I drink from cisterns that I did not hew. I eat from olive groves I did not plant. And such it goes. So, there's a song. There's a song about that time when the Israeli monarchy fell, 2,500 years ago. And the song sounds like this. It's very metaphorical. It's a Leonard Cohen song. I'm doing very well, Canon. I'm glad you like the outfit, Disco Queen. I came upon a wedding that old families had contrived, with Bethlehem the bridegroom and Babylon the bride. Oh, great Babylon was trembling, and she stood there naked with me. And Bethlehem inflamed us both like the shy one at some orgy. And when we fell together, all our flesh was like a veil that we had to draw aside to see the serpent eat its tail. Oh, some women wait for Jesus, and some we wait for Cain. And I'll hang upon this altar, and I'll hoist my axe again, and I'll take the one who finds me back to where it all began, back when Jesus was the honeymoon, and Cain was just a man. And we read from pleasant Bibles that are bound in blood and skin, that Asherah is gathering all her children back again. Kajananam Buddhaganati Sevitam Kapita Jambupala Sarabakshitam Masutam Sakapinasakaranam Mahamatim Divya Mayuravahanam Ridasyasinam Surasainanatam Guham Saranam Saranam Prapadye Yaku Hendutu Sarahara Devalaya Supravasvarita Yavina Varanda Manditakara Yasvita Padmasana Yabramachuta Sankara Pratrapi Devasata Pujita Samampatu Saraswati Bhagavati Nihe Sajadyapa Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nisparanjaya Santaya Shishivanandaya Te Namaha Shivishunivanandaya Te Namaha Om Sarva Mangla Manglaye Shive Savarta Sadhike Sarni Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostite Narayani Namostite Om Yes, I think I can swim. I do. I do my makeup better than you, Destiny. I don't know if that's true. I do very minimal makeup. I made a video that's like a makeup tutorial. You can find it. I do extremely minimal makeup. Just a little bit of lipstick. Eyeshadow. Was Leonard an actual Cohen? That is a very interesting question, Krim. And I would say almost certainly not. Leonard Cohen was American, and I don't know exactly when the Kohanim lineage broke, but it would have been hundreds, thousands of years ago. But, you know, the priestly caste has long been a feature of our society, and it still exists. Right, so, like, whether he was genetically a Cohen is a little bit beside the point. Like, Leonard Cohen was a priest, right? Like, he dabbled in words and ideas and music, and he conveyed concepts to large numbers of people in order to structure our culture in some small way. Right, so he's clearly a member of the priest caste from our early societal origins. Yes, we switched to Sanskrit. You know your languages, Krim. That's very good. Thank you, Colton. I appreciate that. Yeah, we switched to Sanskrit. This is all from the Shivananda yoga tradition. Shivananda has many ashrams. One of them is not far from where I live, and I've spent a decent amount of time there learning their liturgy. Right now we're going to do the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, Trayambakam. You may have heard it. It's a very commonly repeated Sanskrit prayer, and it goes like this. Trayambakam yajamahe sugandim pushche vardhanam Varvarukami bhavandanan mrityur mukshiyamamritatam Trayambakam yajamahe sugandim pushche vardhanam Varvarukami bhavandanan mrityur mukshiyamamritatam Sarvesham svastir bhavatu sarvesham shantir bhavatu sarvesham purnam bhavatu sarvesham mangalam bhavatu Sarve bhavantu sukhina sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashantu makashid dukhabhagbhave hasatam ma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityur mamritam gamaya Om purnamadam purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva vashishate Om shanti 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 Om peace peace peace. Destiny, translation of that last one is that outer world is full. This inner world is also full. From fullness comes fullness. Taking full from full, fullness remains. So I do try to translate these prayers for you all. Because I know it's important, and in fact, the more English that I do on the live stream, the more you listen and engage. But I also think that there is something deeply important about speaking in the original language, and also speaking in such a way that you don't actually know the meaning of each syllable that you're saying. When I speak in English, I can get distracted by my own grammar, if that makes any sense. Whereas when I say this prayer, I know what it means holistically, but I don't know what every word means, so I don't get caught up in syntax, and instead I can just listen to the sonic quality that is coming out of my body. So it allows me to be a little bit more embodied and understand meaning in a little bit broader sense, because meaning exists on many levels, right? So that's why I don't read all of the English. That's why I don't translate all of the English for you. But if you have interest in these prayers, you can always join my Discord server and contact me there and ask me for more specific translations, and I would be happy to give them to you because I think they are important. So, but we will switch to English now. Hi, Wendy. Good morning. Good morning, Wendy. I told you I'd be on. I'm running very late. It's 11 o'clock. Normally I'd be out by now, but I've been sleeping more, so that's good. How am I alive? How am I alive? I don't know. How are you alive? Thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much. Allison, you are doing a fantastic job moderating. You're doing an absolutely fantastic job. Hi, Wayne. How are you doing today, Wayne? Really nice to see you. So there's this thing about prayer. Like, a lot of people come on to this stream and they don't really understand what I'm doing, and they say, what is this? And I say, oh, well, this is the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, or this is the Mourner's Kaddish, or this is Arati, or whatever it is, but they don't, you know, it's difficult to really convey it. And I think the prayer that I say that oh, thank you, Krim. Yes, this is the tree of life, right? All these little branches, they all unify at the base. I painted that on my wall last year. Yes, mycology is the study of mushrooms. I'm going to be making some mushroom videos very, very soon, I promise you. My first student arrives tomorrow. Tomorrow, my first student arrives. This is a tallis. Hi, Bryce. This is a prayer shawl, and it belonged to my grandfather. He used to pray with it when he was alive, and then it sat in his closet for 10 years after he died until my grandmother passed, and then I was going through their house, and I found it, and now I wear it every day, or very nearly. It's a traditional prayer shawl. So the thing about prayer, like, prayer means many things. Like, often I use the Sanskrit word mantra to emphasize that this is a repetition. But one of the best descriptions of what prayer is for comes from an American folk group called Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros. And I like them very much. And I'm going to sing you one of their songs because it captures more accurately than anything else why exactly it is that I pray. I'm not actually terribly comfortable calling it prayer. Put the lotion. Allison, that phrase lotion is a dog whistle. And I'd appreciate it if you removed it. Thank you. Excellent. Yep. So, here's the thing about prayer. I don't want to pray to my maker, no. I just want to be what I see. Not just who I am, but the pink in golden land and that wide, wild sky over me. Help me to the sun. Hey, I'm looking everywhere. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer. And I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, no, no. I don't want to pray. We don't want to pray. Pray, and it's not much good to talk, better to walk it. Ooh, not much good to take, better to give. We are done, forgiven, and forgotten of our sins, and I promise you, my friends, all that dies will live again. So, pardon God and Mom, what I'm saying isn't fair. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer, and I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, no, no. I don't want to pray, we don't want to pray. Pray. I love Allah, Allah made love. And Yahweh, Yahweh made hate. Asher, Asher, made good. And Anat made bad. Elohim made love. And Yahweh, Yahweh made hate. I love Allah. God made. But I don't want to pray to my maker. I just want to be feeling free. Not like in a book, or the leaves of trees that shook from a word that means only not a thing. No, no. Pardon God and Mom, what I'm saying isn't fair. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer, and I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, no, no. I don't want to pray, we don't want to pray. Pray. I love Allah, Allah made love. And Yahweh, Yahweh made hate. Asher, Asher, made good. And Anat made bad. Elohim made love. And Yahweh, Yahweh made hate. I love Allah. God made me. Except it's a lie, right? Because none of those gods exist. Even if I can show you statues of them. Here's Asherah, but she does not exist. She did not make me. I made me. You all are making me right now. So I posted this video yesterday, or this morning rather, about parasocial relationships, and I said this thing that, like, I am an image of myself that I could not be without all of you. Like, were you all not here, I could not be doing this performance. I could not be this person who prays every day. But I'm not actually trying to pray, I'm trying to become a prayer, right? Like, literally, I'm transmuting myself into light. Someone asked, who was then muted, am I a transformer? I don't know if they were trying to troll me or if they're just ignorant. I'm trans, right? And being trans, like, I've have many trans friends, and one of the most common dysphoric experiences is wanting to get out of the body. Even as I am a more deeply embodied human than I've ever been before, there's still this desire to leave this form and enter into another one. And that's why I do this, right? Like, if I can turn my image into light and send it to all of your cell phones, right? Then in some sense I am literally a prayer. I've become an image. And that image is two-dimensional. But it's real, and it has impact. Thank you, Natasha. You're really quite sweet. Thank you for that rose and for all the lovely compliments. I would like other mods. The way TikTok works, you can't mod for me unless I've followed you, and then you show up in my stream another time. So I will follow you now. So you can be a mod another time. Thank you, everyone. My voice is so soothing. Do you know how much work I've put into my voice? Like, I don't do this every stream, but my voice used to sound like this. And I put a lot of work into making my voice something that could be soothing. Because I very much want to soothe. For whatever that's worth. What a strange thing to want. But so it goes. So it goes. All of these really lovely comments. Good morning, everyone. Alright. So, that's a little bit on prayer and why I pray. And I have a couple more prayers for you today, before we'll switch gears and eat some breakfast, although it's basically lunch. I had a slow morning. I slept for like 12 hours. How do we handle negative people? Basically we ignore them. I don't like to respond to them. I really appreciate having a large number of mods in my stream who can mute people if they're, like, obviously being antagonistic. But even most antagonistic comments I prefer to leave in the stream, to be honest. Because to mute them is to give them a certain kind of power, is to give them the power of your attention, and everything we do here is about attention. So how do we handle negative people? We try to be aware of the kind of presence that we want to bring to the space, and we bring that presence and we model that for others. Sleep is good. Yeah, I slept a lot last night, and so I'm a little late this morning, but I feel healthy and well. Indeed, I would say the same thing, Destiny. I would say the same thing. So now we're going to do Arati. Arati is a fire ritual. I have a little flame here. You can almost not see it because it's hiding behind all of the controls, but here it is. You were wondering where I am this morning. Yes, I was sleeping. It's true. I posted a video really early and I was like, you know what? I just want to go back to bed. Yeah, some people expect people like me to be super defensive and rile me up. I don't want to get riled up. If people have opinions about me, they can have them. Those opinions can't hurt me. When they say them in my feed, it means that more people show up, right? Like, it's just, we're playing an attention game on the TikTok algorithm, and I'm not really the most comfortable playing it, but nonetheless I am playing it. So, here we are. Transformers more than meets the eyes, right? Okay, so we're going to do Arati. Arati is a fire ritual. The word Arati means light. And we repeat various names. The first verse is to Ganesha. This is Ganesh. Jaya Jaya Arati Vina Vinayaka. Vina Vinayaka Shri Ganesha. We wave the light of victory for Via Vinayaka Ganesha, who is the remover of calamities and who is all auspiciousness. Jaya Jaya Ratiya Subramanya Subramanya Kartikeya Jaya Jaya Rati Venugopala Venugopala Venuola Papa Vidura Navanita Chora Jaya Jaya Rati Venkanta Ramana Venkanta Ramana Bhavani Sankara Samba Sada Shiva Uma Maheshwara Jaya Jaya Rati Raja Rajeshwari Raja Rajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Mahashakti Jaya Jayarati Gauri Manohara, Gauri Manohara, Bhavani Sankara, Samba Sadashiva Uma Maheshwara, Jaya Jayarati Anjaneya, Anjaneya Hanumanta, Jaya Jayarati Dattatreya, Dattatreya Trimurti Avatara, Jaya Jayarati Adityaya, Adityaya Bhaskaraya, Jaya Jayarati Sanistaraya, Sanistaraya Bhaskaraya, Jaya Jayarati Sankaracaya, Sankaracaya Advaita Gurave, Jaya Jayarati Sadgurunata, Sadgurunata Shivananda, Jaya Jayarati Vishnu Devananda, Vishnu Devananda, Vishnu Devananda, Jaya Jayarati Agastya Munaye, Agastya Munaye Shriyama Priyaye, Jaya Jayarati Ayapa Swamine, Ayapa Swamine Dharma Shastave, Jaya Jayarati Jesus Gurave, Moses Gurave, Buddha Gurave, Jaya Jayarati Muhammad Gurave, Guru Nanak Gurave, Samastya Guru Bho Namaha, Jaya Jayarati Avenugopala. Om Natatra Suyobati Natandra Karatam Nema Vidyobati Kotoya Magini Trameva Bantamina Bandi Sarvam Tasya Basya Samidam Vivanti Om Yange Kayamane Kaiva Govari Saraswati Narmade Siddhika Veriya Namastitam Namo Namaha Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Twameva Bandusha Saka Twameva Twameva Vidya Jaminam Twameva Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Kayena Vacha Manasendayarva Buddhyatmanava Prakrite Sabhavad Karomi Adyad Mangalam Parasmahi Narayana Hiti Sarmar Payami Sarvadharmam Pravichayam Amikam Savarnam Vraja Aham Sva Sarva Papayo Mokshayami Masucha. Whatever actions I perform with my body, speech, mind, senses, my nature, my intellect, or my emotions, all these, I dedicate to you, to all of you. Thank you all so much for joining me here today and saying these words. I really appreciate it. So, you don't need to be as aggressive with the mutes. I mean, in general, I do appreciate it, and I think you should use your discretion. But I don't think Brandon was trying to be antagonistic. Maybe he was. Who knows? We'll see. But, Brandon, to answer your question, I do believe in God, although I largely believe in God as a cultural concept, as a mimetic idea. Oh, my rice is ready. An idea that our culture has been building, that has had a great impact on us. I'm ambivalent on the metaphysics of it all, if that makes sense. What am I doing? I'm repeating mantras, I'm praying. I am a mycologist, yes. Very soon I'll be posting mushroom content. Very, very soon. My students arrive tomorrow. So, it's time to shift into breakfast mode, but before we have breakfast, there is one more mantra, one more prayer that I'd like to recite with you all today, and it is a Kaddish. My students are college-age, undergraduate students. I teach at a university. We're going to say a Kaddish for all of those people who died yesterday of coronavirus, and for all those others who suffer from those various forces of death and injustice that have plagued the living since our lineage began and will continue to cause us to suffer until all life is done. And for the last 2,500 years or so, my ancestors have been saying the following words. Yid Kadal Vid Kadash Shemei Rabbah. Bialma divrachute viam lichmal chute, Bachayachon, Bechomechon of Chayimako be Israel, Bagalavis man Kurifimru, Amen. Yehe Shemei Rabami Archli Alam Omi, Omaya, Yit Barach, Vishtabach, Vit Baarvi, Erman Vinase, Vita Dar, Vita Levi, Tala Shemei, de Kudisha Brechu, the Ela Min Kobir Hatavishirata, Tishbekatavanechimata, Tiamiran Bialma Vimru, Amen. Yehi Shlamar Rabamin, Shemaya Vechaim Alenu Veachol Yisrael Vimru Amin, O Se Shalom Bimrumav Huya Ase Shalom, Alenu Veachol Yisrael Vimru Amin. O Se Shalom Bimrumav Huya Se Shalom Alenu Veachol Yisrael Vimru Amin. And that concludes our morning mantras. I will turn off